be it morning, afternoon, or night where you are, and you're welcome to another episode in our series of All in One, One in All that we have been having. And here with me today, as usual, is our teacher, mentor, and leader, Dr. Harry Paul Benjamin.
Man, I'm excited, right? So this is an expansion of what we're in the process of doing, and great to be host and co-host. And you're host this week, I'm co-host one week, and so I'm cool. So how are you?
I'm amazing. I'm very, very grateful to God, and it's great to be here with you once again, Dr. Harry. How are you?
I'm doing amazing and grateful from deep down.
Fantastic. I am Jumoke Alaude James, and in the last episode, I promised that we're not just going to be talking, like Dr. Harry mentioned, about peace and joy. How do we practically live our lives on a daily basis, having peace and joy and sharing it around, with our family members and friends and colleagues at work in the world? So I'm going to start off immediately with the first question. You already know what it is about. So it's easy to say that you live separate from God. It's separation that makes you afraid. It is separation that makes you think that your peace and joy is on the outside of you and not within. What exactly is separation from the Spirit of God?
All right, so separation is a belief. It begins with what so people have heard this phrase, right? The father of all lies. And people have attributed it to an entity. It's a belief. It is a belief that becomes the father of all the other lies that we experience in life.
Okay.
And that original lie and that single lie is the separation from the present. So it's a lie that we're separate, but a lie that's believed is experienced. There's this powerful statement that says, it is done unto you as you believe. Jesus is attributed for it. So if you believe you're separate, then you will experience life that way. And we have had several years, thousands, in fact, millennia now, several millennia of that belief, and it's deeply subconscious. And there's a process that we have to go over. So what it is a belief.
Okay.
Right? It's not a truth. A truth doesn't change. A truth doesn't come and go. A truth is eternal. It's always the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Okay.
But beliefs come and go. Like the world was flat.
Okay.
One time.
Was it belief?
Yeah, it was a belief. Now that belief has been dissolved and disintegrated.
Yeah.
So separation, which is a belief that we're separate. We believe we're separate, and that's what separation is. So it's not a truth, but we have had a factual series of issues that have happened from the belief that we're separate. So that's what separation is.
Okay. In my own understanding, breaking it down a little further, they say that you experience what you believe. So a woman who has malaria and goes to a medical doctor, I have malaria, and he says, don't worry, just go home, relax, have some orange juice and you'll be okay. And she doesn't believe that she's going to be okay because she's used to getting injections every time that she has malaria. So she goes home, she takes her orange juice, but gets worse. And the doctor realizes, it's her belief, and gives her distilled water, which had nothing, medicinal in it to cure her malaria, and she goes home and she's well, and the malaria is all gone. So she's experiencing the symptoms of malaria because she believes in her head that if I've not been given an injection, then I cannot recover from malaria. Does that explain what you mean?
That's an example of it, a very good example of it. There's also there's this video. I can't remember the name of it for someone to search it. But there's an experiment that they did where they had people there that they were going to blindfold and say, I'm going to touch you with this match, right? And if it gets too hot, just tell me so that I'll take it off. And people are willing to try. And what they did was they blindfolded them. They struck the match. The person could hear the match light, and then they put a piece of ice on the person's hand. And people, it's burning me now. And stop. And when they took them off, they showed that it was ice. And then, no, it was fire. So beliefs actually materialize themselves as experiences.
Okay.
So separation, as gross as some of the things that we've gone through, like wars and a lot of greed and selfishness and a lot of stuff, envy and jealousy. A lot of that we have been through, but the beginning of it is that original lie. And once that original lie is neutralized, then it will gradually disintegrate all the things that are associated with it.
Okay, I am sure that I am not separated from the Spirit of God, right? I know. It's not a belief, it's a knowledge that the Spirit of God is one with me and I am one with the Spirit of God. So I carry that knowledge with me on a daily in all of my activities and in all of the people that I meet. So I meet somebody who purposely wants to test me and steps on my toes in a very painful manner. Okay? I've also learned that my suffering is not really based on what happened to me. It's based on my reaction and my thought process. How do I maintain, in that practical example, my peace and joy?
Well, firstly, it's going to take some time to not react. Subconsciously and memory, right? There's a way we're supposed to react to that. So when it happens, most people will react with pushing or maybe starting an argument. Somebody runs into the back of your car. It leads to an argument, because what generally happens is the memory of previous hurts come up. When the memory of previous hurts come up, it brings up the feeling of anger.
Okay.
When the feeling of anger comes up, we think the anger is associated with what took place. So for example, somebody stepped on your toe, you feel upset.
Okay.
Now that anger feeling is not the person stepping on your toe that caused the anger feeling. The anger feeling is there subconsciously, and the stepping on your toe is the trigger to bring it up. Now, when we are not meditating, when we're not affirmative prayer, when we're not doing deep spiritual study, we mistakenly think that anger that came up within ourselves was caused by this external occurrence.
So we associate it.
We associate the anger that we're feeling there with that. Now, over time, when you meditate enough, you'd have disintegrated that. So for somebody who's dealing with that on a regular basis, to say to them today, well, when somebody steps on your toe, you have to control yourself. That's not going to work. You'll find that if you try to do that, you're repressing the emotion, and if you keep repressing the emotion like that, eventually, one day it just like, almost like vomit.
It will be an explosion.
It's like an explosion that happens, and it may happen. And sometimes, people will go, they're dealing with it outside, they're dealing with it at work. People are doing things to them, but because they can't really express those emotions at work, then they contain it and they go home and then they let it out on their family and and that sort of thing. So you'll see people have this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where the personality at home is not the personality that people see out in public. I've seen people deal with this all the time. It happens widespread. It's worldwide.
Okay.
And it is because individuals, one, are not accepting what's going on with themselves, not doing that inner work and inner cleansing that would have disintegrated, right? Literally disintegrate the heavy emotions that came from past experiences, and then give room now for the peace and the joy to come out. So we can't, to come back to that, we can't pretend to be peaceful. We can't pretend to be joyful. We can do it for a short period of time, but eventually it breaks out, right? The what we call the true emotions come up to the surface. So the peace and the joy that are there as an original state, we have to get back to that original state of being. It's natural, but it's covered over by a lot of unnatural experiences that we've had and the ways in which we've identified ourselves incorrectly. So there's some cleaning up work and some study that we have to do to flesh that out. And of course, on previous series that I've had on the channel, we've touched on different areas, but there's so much more for us to talk about over time to help more and more people to become aware of where some of the blockades are. So the short answer is that, it's not that we could tell you, okay, when somebody steps on your toe, this is the solution. I'm seeking to go to the root of it, where, we have this anger that comes up. It's not something outside that caused it. It came from memory, human experience. When it comes up, what do you do with it? In that moment, most likely probably react. But then over time, you learn, okay, so it's not that outside that caused the anger came up. What do I do with it? Then practicing certain things that we're teaching here will help over time to disintegrate that so that we don't vomit it out and express it, and embarrass ourselves, so to speak.
And if all of those emotions have been dissipated over time, based on practice and you knowing that you carry peace and joy around, regardless of what people do to you, you do not react. It will then automatically happen that when someone steps on you, you're able to even smile because there's no anger within. So the reaction will not be you pretending to smile. It will be a natural reaction of you not being upset at what they've done to you. Correct?
So yes. So so which you have experienced for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Where the things that used to cause you to react to, because you've been doing your proper practices now, you're not reacting anymore.
Yes, sir.
And it's not something you can do here. It's something that comes naturally from our being. And the disintegration of the emotions, those people who are not practicing meditation, affirmative prayer, and spiritual study to clean that up, they are out like human reactors. Something happened, something hurt, and they say, this made me annoyed, that made me upset. Children, stop that, you're making me upset. It's because you're doing this, because beep, 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 you remember when we just started hanging out, Jamoke, we're driving to Ikoyi, right? And then this is Miss Peaceful and Joyful today, right? And Jamoke was driving behind this guy, and this guy was blocking the road. And Jamoke, why don't you get out of the way? And he couldn't even hear the blah. I said, okay, all right. And then, but today, this girl is so cool, you just floating, everybody wonder why you're so happy, why you're laughing, all that, stuff happens to you, you're not getting upset.
I know. It's the Spirit of God in me. Okay, so there's so much to talk about in terms of affirmative prayer, and we having what we think is prayer. In Nigeria, we're cursing all our enemies, and also the belief of that you have enemies. All of these things that take away our peace and joy. So, rather than focus on that, there's an ancestral enemy. There's a family shrine that is disturbing my progress. Affirmative prayer teaches us to focus on the good things of life and be positive in the things that we see, and the vibes that we give out to the world are the vibes that turn back into physical things that then happen to us. Dr. Harry, teach us how to be affirmative in our prayer life.
All right. Well, one of the first things about prayer is to realize that every word we say is a prayer.
Okay.
So what we, over time, should learn to do is to speak what we want to experience, because the words that leave our mouth are going to come back as an experience in life. So if you understand that, think if every word you said, you knew that the power of God was behind the word, you knew every word you said, what would you say then? You try to be as careful as possible, because you only want stuff coming back to you that you want to experience.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge with that is that we look on life outside in and not realize that we're the ones naming stuff. So we think that something happens out there that happened out there, and this is what it is. The word enemy, and I know my brother Larry will throw it up there for us, but erroneously naming entities or experiences, so it could be an entity or experience / made yourself.
Wow.
All right, so
So I created the
enemy, right? Because we think it's something out there that's against us, not realizing that when we have a challenge, the challenge births qualities. Whenever you are growing spiritually, when you have negative things that come your way, when you don't push them away or label them as enemies, they will be absorbed within yourself and lift you higher. All right? So instead of trying to resist, because whatever we resist persists. There's a teaching, Jesus said, resist not evil. And most people don't understand it. Resist. Why should you not resist evil? Because the things that you're resisting, you're literally attracting them. If you have a fire burning, all right, and you keep throwing wood into it, the fire will never go out. So what you have to do is to not throw more wood onto the fire. So you don't put your attention on it. It's okay, all right, I don't want to get burned by that. You move away from that type of situation. I'm not saying that challenges don't happen in the world and things coming your way that you should avoid. But in understanding how to name the experience, so when a challenging experience comes, don't say it's a bad thing that happened. Say, well, okay, so what's this here to teach me? What am I supposed to learn from this? How can I grow from this experience so that the next time an experience like this comes around, I'll handle it much better. So everything that comes our way is a lesson or a blessing.
Okay.
The blessing comes after the lesson is learned. So don't push things away and don't label them as enemies and then pray to remove the enemy or pray against, because now praying against, you've reinforced it, which means you're now inviting back the same experience over and over again, thinking that you're trying to get it away from you. Because if the words that leave your mouth are coming back and you say, that's my enemy, the universe has to bring it back as an enemy to validate what you just said.
So you're the one creating the enemy.
So you're the one who made it. You put your light into it and thought that, people talk about like entities, right? Entities are parasites. Without you, they can't live. So it is our belief in them that give them life, not them having life, right? They are made based on the beliefs we have. So as soon as we disintegrate these beliefs and these negative things, less of it will come into our life experience. Because life experience works in this way. You'll have what you want, but you also will have what you do not want. So we have to focus on what we want, because what we do not want is coming as well. All right? Job, very great guy, said the things he feared the most has come upon him. So what we should be doing is speaking about what we want to experience, making declarations and affirmations about what we want, not thinking prayers only when you do this. It's also the words that are coming out of your mouth on a regular basis. So we're all praying without ceasing. But what it is that you are praying? Are you praying in a way that you'll have the type of life experience you want? Are you praying and you're saying things you don't want?
So going about my day, saying positive words, blessing people, you're blessed, you're rich, have an excellent day, you're an amazing person, you look beautiful. Just speaking positive words throughout the whole day multiplies your peace and also shares it around the world. So somebody who in their own definition has had a bad day, who comes into your space just feels a little lighter because they've met you today and you're smiling, happy, cheerful, and nothing seems to bother you. When they throw abuses your way, you're calm, you're cool. I bless you, and your life
magnificent.
is magnificent. So that's another practical way of sharing our peace and joy around.
Yes, it begins there. Affirmations that you choose to now say. So you make a decision that you're going to speak positively. One of the challenges with speaking positively is that we speak from the abundance of our hearts, right? So we're going to be speaking things that we didn't want to say, but you make a decision over time that you're going to clean up your language. In the beginning, you're going to feel out of sorts because you may say, I'm doing amazing and grateful, but you don't feel amazing and grateful inside in the beginning. So in the beginning, it feels like you're speaking in conflict because you're speaking amazing, grateful, you're speaking how wonderful things are, something hits you, something bites you. You may have to even hold your tongue because you're about to say something you know you're not supposed to say. And so it's going to become there's going to be a window of time of feeling conflicted, right? So you're feeling like you're saying things that are not true,
okay,
right? But you're speaking the original truth, not the truth or facts, not true, but the facts based on our life experience. The facts in our life and the truth of our life are different. You can have a fact that you have a sore on your knee, but the truth is that you are a divine being and you're healthy, right? So the health will reveal itself and the temporary fact will disappear and then healing happens. So understanding that we're speaking affirmatively to come back to the origin. But because we have been saying so many lies for so long, which are out of alignment with our true self, some of them have become subconscious. So when we speak the truth in agreement that my day is amazing, I want an amazing day, I want to declare it. But then the feelings come up now that make you feel like, no, but it's not true. What about your bank account? What's about your car? What about this happened this morning? What about last night? And then so your mind now trying to get you off track to agree with facts as opposed to stay in the truth of what our being is.
Fantastic. It's been a very interesting episode discussing about how to practically live a life of peace and joy on a daily basis. And the lessons that I take away is regardless of what happens on the outside, things are how you describe them. So if you call someone an enemy, they eventually become an enemy. having peace and joy is based on your belief of that you're one with God and the Spirit of God is one with you, does not mean that you will not experience things that people would normally label as challenges in your life. It's just that your reaction is different. It's more a response in that you know who you are, and so you're not reacting to things, stimuli, or people trying to get you angry, and your forgiveness of people and issues is natural and real because you have spent your day dissipating all the negative emotions that come with the human experience and allowed the Spirit of God to live, through you on a daily basis. And so being peaceful and joyful just comes naturally without you pretending to be who you're not. So any last word for us in this episode, Doc?
Man, you said it well. Man, I pray you enjoyed this. I pray it was useful. I got a lot, and thank you very much for your decision to co-host this with me. I really appreciate that. Really, guys, this is a gift to the world. We're not getting paid money to do this. So I'm really grateful. No, we're not asking for money, but just making that clear, right? This is a gift, right? So I'm very grateful, thankful to you, and just God's richest blessings to you and everyone out there that's listening. We'll see you at the top of life, right? The Omnipotent Palace, all right? God bless each and every one of you. Bye for now.
See you.
For those of us who enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't fully enjoy it, well, leave your comments, right? Please share it with friends, family, individuals that you'd like to actually learn about what we're talking about. And please subscribe to this channel as well. Our goal is to really help more of us as human beings on this planet rise and shine and reveal more of our inner peace, joy, and reveal more abundance. All right. So thank you for your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. I'll seek to respond to them. I'm having a great time. I hope that you are. God bless you all.